masterclass, but before we get into the masterclass, I would like to go ahead, just one moment, let me fix my computer. I'm actually going to take this off. All right, so hopefully you guys can still hear me. All right, so before we get into the masterclass, let's talk about day 5 of the Back to Grad School Challenge. All right, so remember, I'll preview or go back over what we've done. So we figured out our top 2 goals that we're working towards this semester, and then we broke them down into actionable and doable smaller steps. All right, then we talked about how much time we plan on spending on those tasks. We went back and brought back in other responsibilities that we had to do and figure out how much time we're going to spend on our other responsibilities versus how much time we're going to spend on our top 2 goals. And then today, the best day, is talking about what we want to do for ourselves. So me time. So my number one key for having a normal and successful, sane grad school experience is to find time for yourself. So today's prompt was, what do you like to do that's just for you or that makes you feel like yourself? So for me, I take a dance class, I go to a young adult Bible study, and I also love TV. So I make sure I set aside a couple hours, probably more, each week to watch my favorite shows. All right, so let's get into the master class. All right, so let me see if I can share my screen. Yes, perfect. Okay, so let's get into this master course. So it's all about how to create a productive schedule with me time built in. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so you may have seen this if you signed up for the Back to Grad School Challenge. All right, so these are a list of things we did. All right, set our goals, determine the actionable steps we needed to take to reach those goals. We worked on time management, finding time to do those steps for those goals. Diversifying time, so finding time for our other responsibilities and figuring out how much time we're going to spend on those responsibilities versus our goals. And then today, all about putting me time in our schedule. All right, so what this masterclass is all about is how to turn all of the things we've done in our Back to Grad School Challenge into a productive weekly schedule. All right, so the way that I set up the Back to Grad School Challenge was to set the foundation so that we can build a nice weekly schedule to be productive throughout the whole semester. All right, so Grad School Challenge was just the foundation. We don't have everything yet, but before we get into talking about the schedule, the productive weekly schedule, I do want to talk a little bit about myself so you can get to know me, Toyin. All right, so this is me. All right, so the reason I have this collage, fun fact, is because my mom threw me a graduation barbecue. And so she found all of my old pictures, asked me to put them into a collage, and she blew them up, and they were posted all around the party. So the collages you'll see are actually from my graduation party. All right, so at the top, me, so it's the most recent picture on here. It's right before I graduated from grad school at the University of Alabama. Had a photo shoot with my friends, and we just took pictures so that we could create our own invitation. So I actually used these pictures on my graduation invitations. All right, so then in the middle, let's see. So in the middle, it's my baby pictures. I was born in Starkville, Mississippi. All right, I'm an only child, so that's why there are a bunch of pictures of me. Super loved. Had all of the attention. I always tell my parents they're so lucky that I was so shy and so introverted, because the way they showered me with attention and praise, I could have been such a boastful, braggy, horrible person, but I think me being shy kind of kept that at bay. Then at the bottom left picture, that's actually one of my senior portraits from high school. All right, so speaking of high school. This is me in high school. I went to the Mississippi School for Math and Science. So that's actually a boarding school, but it's public school. It's a public boarding school in Mississippi, and it just takes students, the bright students all over Mississippi, and we came to Columbus, Mississippi, to the Mississippi University for Women campus, and that's where we lived for 2 years of our lives, 11th grade and 12th grade. So our school, MSMS, was recently named number 8 in the nation for best high school. So this small school in Mississippi is one of the top schools in the nation. And it was such a fun experience. Obviously, I had fun. If you notice, there are a bunch of pictures where me and my friends are dressed alike. You'll see those big belts, or our stripes day. We had different days planned out where we planned to dress alike. So yeah. Enjoyed high school, and then after high school I participated in a program called Summer Bridge, and it happened at Ole Miss. So I went to the University of Mississippi. All right, that's where I did my undergrad, and I did this program called Summer Bridge, which is for students thinking about majoring in STEM. Originally I wanted to be a biology major because when people say you're smart, they say you should be a doctor or a lawyer. So I knew I couldn't be a lawyer because I hated to talk in front of people and I am not argumentative. So I was like, okay, I'll try to be a doctor. So the best thing I could think of was an optometrist. I took my first biology course and I hated it. So I was like, math all the way. All right, so I did a lot of summer research programs. So that top picture is me and my friends. We went to a conference in Buffalo, New York. So we got to see Niagara Falls, and we presented our research. We were all in different research areas. In the middle, we have me and my friends in Las Vegas. We went there for spring break. That picture is perfect because, of course, I'm the only one who actually posed for the picture. So if you know my friends, they'll be like, yeah, that's Toyin, always posing for a picture. All right, so then next to that picture, we have Drew, who's in our group. Hey, Drew. We're friends, and my roommate Amber and some of my other friends, we had a lot of fun. We did graduate. At the bottom right, so cool, we had a 80s party. So that's me and my friends' 80s party. All right, so let's move on to grad school. All right, so the nice thing about grad school is you're all having the same struggle. Nobody else can really relate to what it's like to be in your grad program. So I would say the friends that you make in grad school, they're the ones who will probably be your friends for life because you all went through that same struggle together. And another nice thing is you probably will not get jobs in the same place, but your friends will get jobs in pretty cool places and you can always come visit. So at the top, it's me, my friend Caitlin. She got a job in North Carolina near Charlotte, so I visited her. And Vinny is the one on the right. She actually got a job at the University of Hawaii. So I went to Hawaii earlier this summer and stayed for 2 weeks for free because I just stayed with her. So that's why you make friends in grad school. Well, you don't try to do it alone. Make friends. All right, so here are some of other people in my department. We all like to hang out. We would have potlucks, and then I have friends, other pictures with my friends from high school and undergrad. So I still kept in touch with them. On the bottom, I loved our Avengers Halloween night. I was Thor, as you can tell. So what do you notice about me from grad school, from high school to undergrad to grad school? There's like a common theme among all of these pictures. I actually had fun, right? I had fun in grad school, and that's a thing that you should try to do as well. Yes, it's all about the academics, but you have a real life and you should try to enjoy yourself and just not let these 5 years go by without you doing anything fun. So in grad school, I went to a bunch of concerts. There's an awesome amphitheater in Tuscaloosa, and they got all kinds of great concerts. My favorite one, Backstreet Boys, was my favorite concert, but I went to many others. We tried out all the restaurants in Tuscaloosa. Some of my favorite restaurants are in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I went to the movies a lot, shopping trips. Me and my friend would drive from Tuscaloosa to Atlanta just to go to IKEA and buy furniture and decorations and stuff. As a group with the whole, all the grad students in the math department, we would have potlucks, and by the end we would have game nights all the time. We played this werewolf game. If you know it, it's a lot of fun. So we played that all of the time. All right, so how was I able to do that? How was I able to make it through grad school and still have a life the whole time? All right, so it's actually a 3-step process. And so this 3-step process leads us to create this productive weekly schedule with me time built in. So if you do take notes on this masterclass, just write down these 3 steps. The first one, you need a base. So you need some type of weekly schedule. It can be on paper. It can be digital, so I'll show you mine that I created with your fixed tasks. So fixed tasks would be like your classes, the things that you have to do every week. Step 2, add me time, and I like to add exercise time into my weekly schedule. And then step 3, create these productivity chunks. So I've been mentioning productivity chunks all week, so I'll finally explain what I mean today. All right, so step 1, create a weekly schedule with fixed tasks. So this is actually my weekly schedule that I created earlier this week. So if you would like to know how I created this, just let me know. I'll send you the link to the video I watched because this actually changes based on the date. So I can put in what week I want and the dates will reflect correctly. All right, so what I mean by fixed tasks, in green I have my teaching schedule. So these are the classes that I'm teaching in green, and in blue are the lab or recitation days for those classes. So I teach Monday, Wednesday, Friday with lab days on Thursday. So I'm actually teaching quite late, which is okay because I'm a morning person and you'll see how I utilize my mornings. I also have office hours, so I put those in purple. All right, and then 2 of my classes will have peer learning assistants that will work with them on Tuesdays. So I won't meet with my classes on Tuesdays, but they'll be with other undergraduates, my peer learning assistants or PLAs. So I'll have to have a weekly meeting with them, and I'll do that on Mondays at 11:30. All right, so again, just let me know if you would like the link to how I created this schedule. All right, so that's step 1. Step 2, we're going to add in some me time. All right, so for me, I do like to watch TV, but I never miss out on doing that. So I'm not going to put that in my schedule, but other things like working out. I plan on working out in the mornings. I've been doing YouTube video workouts and they have been kicking my butt. I've been so sore. So if you're interested on what videos I've been watching to work out with, just let me know. I'll send you the link. All right, at the bottom, I have dance class on Wednesday nights at 7, and on Thursday nights, I have Bible study at 7. So these are things I like to do for myself, things that, help me feel like me, and like I'm not just spending my life teaching or doing academics, right? Having some me time. So that's step 2. Once you've figured out your base schedule, put in time for yourself. That's actually step 2. Then step 3, finally we get into these productivity chunks. So I've done them in this blue color, mostly in the mornings, and also Sunday evening or afternoon. That's my day where I plan my next week. So I do actually do a lot of work on Sundays. So productivity chunk. What happens there? What happens there is actually everything we've talked about this week in the Back to Grad School Challenge, right? So those actionable steps that we want to do to achieve our goals, we're going to do those steps in the productivity chunks. Our other responsibilities that aren't in our fixed schedule, we're going to do those things in the productivity chunks. And so notice, I'm just calling them chunks. I'm not scheduling everything by name. So I could say, at 9:30, I'm going to prep for this class. At 10, I'm going to do this. And at 11, I'm going to do this. That's a little too much and a little too meticulous with the schedule. And by planning out everything so specifically, that can lead to failure and disappointment. It's impossible to meet those standards of for 30 minutes I'm doing this, 30 minutes this. No need to schedule everything out. Also, we want to leave some room for spontaneity, right? So maybe productivity means something different to you from week to week. So you don't have to worry about changing your schedule every week, right? Just make sure you're being productive during the times you say you're being productive. And you're being productive with those things we've talked about during the Back to Grad School Challenge. All right, so again, we're not listing everything out. We're just calling it productivity chunk. All right, and what happens during those chunks? Those actionable steps that we came up with to achieve our goals and the other responsibilities that that we have that may not already be on our schedule. All right, so how are we going to keep track of these tasks if we're not even going to put it in our schedule, right? We're just going to leave it as productivity chunk, but how do we know what we're doing each day, each time? Well, I've created a product to help you do just that. So it's called the Grad School Toolkit, and it's actually an online course, right? And so I created it to help grad students organize and systemize their grad school productivity, right? So help them keep track of these small little goals, small little tasks that they want to do during their productivity chunks. All right. So here's what the Grad School Toolkit is all about. All right, so again, don't forget, you can win in the giveaway this course, the Grad School Toolkit, for free. All right, so what you get inside of the toolkit is a customizable weekly schedule. So this is the thing we're putting our tasks, our actual manageable, doable tasks in. You'll get a homework workflow. So these are my steps that I followed to start, work on, and complete a homework assignment. Also a research workflow, so going from talking to your advisor to actually reading papers, conducting research yourself, and writing them up. So I have a workflow for all of that. A degree tracker, so keeping track of where you are in your degree. So are you in the area of taking your courses? Are you starting your research? Are you doing your proposal, your dissertation, applying for jobs, things like that. Also, there's a course tracker. Helps you keep track of the courses that you have taken versus the courses that you need to take and maybe the courses you want to take. And then another one, which is pretty important, and many people don't think about this, it's the administrative document tracker. All right, so what does that mean? So throughout your grad school process, when you go to each new level of your, of your degree, I would say, there are different forms you have to fill out. So after you've defended your proposal, you'll have a admission to candidacy form that you have to fill out and turn in to the graduate school, and you'll need to keep a copy of that yourself. You'll also have like your dissertation defense form and your graduation form. There are all these forms that you have to sign, maybe even one after you've taken your qualifying exams or comprehensive exams. All right, so inside the course, you'll learn how to use a free tool called Trello. So I don't know if you've heard of Trello before, but it's free to organize and systemize your productivity in grad school. And so I teach you how to use Trello to do all of these things. And everything is actually done for you. So I've created all of these things for you, all the schedules, all the workflows, all the trackers for you. You just have to copy and paste. But if you want to change things, you can. Everything is completely customizable. Right, so all of this stuff done for you and customizable. All right, so how do you know if the Grad School Toolkit is for you? So how do you know if you need it or if it could be helpful to you? Well, if you want to have more control over your grad school experience, the Grad School Toolkit's for you. Or maybe if you're tired of feeling overwhelmed and stressed out about all of the responsibilities of grad school, the Grad School Toolkit can help you with that as well. Maybe you have an issue with forgetting about due dates, assignments, and other responsibilities. You can keep track of that in the Grad School Toolkit. And also if you want a planner that caters to grad students. Because most planners, if you get one for school, it's probably going to cater to undergraduates. So this one is made specifically for grad students. It is called the Grad School Toolkit. So if you answered, or if any of these things described you and how you feel, then perhaps you need the Grad School Toolkit. Right? Or maybe you don't. So the Grad School Toolkit is not for you. If you found a way to keep your grad school life organized and productive, and you have time for yourself as well, and you already have a system that works for you, you do not need the Grad School Toolkit. All right? Or maybe if you like to write everything, you don't want to use a digital planner, you don't need the Grad School Toolkit. All right, so the Grad School Toolkit is completely digital. All right, so I'll share a little more about that. All right, so here are my reasons why the Grad School Toolkit is better than a planner. All right, so it syncs with your phone. All right, so everything is based in Trello, which is a free organization system that you can use on your computer, but there's also an app. So this has been a life changer for me. Ever since I started using Trello, I can keep track of everything and I never forget things. So I set everything up in my computer, but sometimes I'm not around my computer and I have ideas, like things I want to research, things I want to talk about on my blog, and I'm not around my computer. I can just whip out my phone, type it in, and it syncs back to my computer. Right? So the app has been very helpful for me, and it's free. Also, the Grad School Toolkit, it doesn't expire after a year or 18 months like a regular planner would. You can keep it forever, or at least as long as I have my blog, The Academic Society. You'll have access to this Grad School Toolkit course, as well as all of the pre-made things I've done for you. You can keep those forever. All right, and then you can customize it and make it look how you want it to look. So I've kind of designed it myself, but you can always change backgrounds in there. You can add little stickers to your planner, so you can make it look exactly how you want. And it costs less than most planners. All right, because some planners can get quite expensive, especially if you want something pretty, right? Because I like to have my planners be pretty. All right, so it's less than most planners. So how much does it cost? The Grad School Toolkit only costs $15, right? I bought a planner for $20, and the Grad School Toolkit lasts forever. So $15 and not need to buy a planner ever again. I think that's pretty good. But, so, you may be thinking, Toyin is not in grad school anymore. How did she create something that will help grad students? So yeah, I have been in grad school and I finished 2 years ago. Actually, 1 year ago. A year and a couple months ago. But I did make the Grad School Toolkit after I graduated. So how do I know that it can still help grad students? Am I too far removed from grad school? Well, it actually helped Felicia. So she's a friend of mine who is still in grad school. She is at the University of Alabama in the math department. And so I let her, she took the, getting my words all twisted. She took the course, the Grad School Toolkit, and this is what she had to say about it. She was so nice in this nice testimonial, but she's an honest person, and I believe if she wrote this is exactly how she feels about it. So she said, "For me, being organized in grad school is imperative if you want success. With Toyin's Grad School Toolkit course, I learned how to adequately organize my entire workload, study time, class schedules, goals, and plan for leisure time. Toyin does an excellent job of explaining exactly how to organize and take control of your life while in grad school. Her coaching, which is provided via video, is easy to follow with step-by-step instructions and useful examples. The videos are concise and filled with valuable information. With this toolkit, Toyin has already set up templates for her users, which are extremely helpful. These templates aided in ensuring me that I did not leave out organizing important components in my life. If you're a grad student or anyone looking to get organized, then I would highly recommend Toyin's Grad School Toolkit course." All right, So thanks so much, Felicia, for giving me this awesome testimonial. So this is a student in graduate school who took the Grad School Toolkit course, and she found it very helpful. All right, so how can you purchase the Grad School Toolkit? I put the link in the video, but just go to courses.theacademicsociety.com/grad school toolkit, and you'll get there. All right, so this is what it'll look like when you go to that website. All right, so you see my logo at the top, Academic Society. This is the course, Get Access for $15. And then the overview, it says, learn how to use Trello to organize and systemize your productivity in grad school. Are you a grad student with too many responsibilities and not enough time to get everything done? Are you tired of feeling stressed and overwhelmed with all of the studying, researching, teaching, tutoring, and class prep every day? This video course will show you all the tips, tricks, and systems you need to feel less overwhelmed and more prepared in grad school. And then what's included, it comes with 10 videos and a text file. So these are all the videos that you'll get. My schedule, semester goals, homework workflow, job applications, my classes, my degree, research, study workflow. So if you need help with any of these things, I got you. I've created something just for you, already done, and you can customize it. All right, so how do you purchase? So if you go back to the top of that page and click Get Access for $15, all right. So here it says, once you click Get Access, you just have to enter your email address. So no purchasing has happened yet. You'll be transferred to the PayPal website where you'll sign in and then you'll complete your purchase. All right, so I really just wanted to say thank you so much in participating in the Back to Grad School Challenge. This is my first challenge and I really enjoyed it so much. You guys participated and you had some great ideas, and I really feel like it was helpful for everyone who actually went through the work and prepped themselves for grad school. All right, you guys, thank you so much for listening and joining me in this masterclass, and I was so happy to meet all of you during the challenge. All right, have a wonderful day and a wonderful semester. Don't worry, you will be hearing from me again. All right, bye.